So we will start by common question: wireless and internet access. Any questions? No? Okay. So for Windows, it's quite easy. When a student comes to you saying, I can't connect to the internet or something like that, that could be for two reasons. One is they don't have access. Two is they do have access, but their device is not working, especially if it's personal device. Personal devices can have issues when they do an update from Windows, and that just screws up the backend settings. Start with control panel. You can scroll down to it. It should be network. And there we go. And then from networks, you can go to change adaptive settings. And that would tell you if it's got like a yellow mark or something on it. You just need to open properties and just check the first things that we usually do. I'm pretty sure this is familiar to some of you guys. Yeah. So check if this is automatic. That's the most common one, is the DNS settings, because VPN and a lot of the streaming sites, they change that manually. Like they set it to like numbers, which can be 888, 8, or something else. Make sure it's always automatic. And that's for IPv4 and IPv6. That's correct. Then you move to the next step, which is just go to configure and have a look at the advanced, the drivers. Now I have updated my driver, so you can just click roll back. That will reset the software just before the update that just happened. But you can just go uninstall. I'm not going to do it now because it will just delete the connection and we'll be in trouble. But yeah, you can uninstall and then should we risk it? Risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, so this is going to delete it. You make sure you click on this one as well. Most of the time, this is not going to show up, this option. But you just go uninstall and then restart the computer. And that will get back the drive automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then if it does not come back for any reason, you go to File, and then you go to Computer. And then here should be Options. No, let's go back. So let's say you've restarted the computer and the drive did not pop back. You go to Desktop. On the computer, you click Manage. And then on the Device Manager, you click that. And then just click on the white blank, hit Scan. And that will scan for any hardware changes that might have happened. And in the network driver, you should see that this one or this one is the VPN. Most of the students, they will have NordVPN because it's the cheapest one. And that actually is one of the big causes. Yeah, you can just delete the Wi-Fi, uninstall, and then scan again, and it will reinstall it again. This is more advanced troubleshooting. So if you are unsure, you can just say, oh, sorry, I don't have anyone to help me at the moment. If you guys don't have the confidence enough to do it, don't risk it, because the student might get upset if something did not work properly. And you should just declare that we're going to try our best, but we're not going to guarantee it, as in you don't want to put yourself liable for stuff like this. But this is for the update side of things. The other one is checking their accounts. The first thing as well, when a student is enrolled, most of the time, like, the account is not synced properly under EC. So I would check under EC if they are enrolled in this semester. Most of the time they are not enrolled. That's why they can't connect. The other option you could do is to test out their device. If you have a laptop handy at the IC, or if you're using your laptop, you can go to the settings and then go to the Wi-Fi. There is something here will tell you how to put a hotspot from your device. Just trying to figure it out because I have updated my device to Windows 11. So ignore any changes that you might see on this one. Oh, there we go. It should be mobile hotspot. So you can set your own password. When you do that on your laptop at the IC, you can put whatever password you want. That will create a home-like network. So it's not going to be through the university. It's going to connect to the internet through your laptop. And that will test out the device. If it's going to connect automatically, it means there is something with their account, that's what's stopping them. If it doesn't connect, it means there is a driver issue. Then you go delete the Wi-Fi driver and then go from there. Did I lose anyone? Any questions? Cool. Yeah, you can put whatever password you want. You can change the band. So the difference between 5G and 2.4, it's the old devices. So most of the tablets, old laptops, they will just connect to 2.4, which is the slow version of the Wi-Fi. But now pretty much every device connects to 5G. So always set it to whatever is available, whatever the device is asking for. And then you hit save. So now if you go onto your phones, check your phones, you'll see this network, MoLJ. That's my name, as in my gaming handle. So, yeah, so that's how I would test out another device if it's connecting or not. In the Wi-Fi, there should be a network called MoLJ. Do you guys see it? Cool. So now if you connect to that, that's going to connect to a home network. It's not going to ask for a username or password. It's just going to ask for a standard password, just like if you're connecting at home. This is temporary. So as soon as you disconnect your device, that is pretty much to test it out quickly. But as I said, don't use it as the main feature. What else in Wi-Fi? Yeah, VPN is not liked by the university at all, especially when people have McAfee installed. So McAfee screws up the internet connection so bad that most of the devices, after the license expired, which is the standard, they get 3 months when they buy a new device. Yeah, it starts literally slowing down the device. So that could add to it. So make sure that you check if there is McAfee running in the background. If you see McAfee, and then they will have another issue because of McAfee, which is they can't print. Follow me printing. Follow me printing will not pop up for some reason when there is McAfee out of license, because it plays with the firewall of the computer. So when you see McAfee, do your basic troubleshooting that you know. And if it still doesn't work, just say you've got McAfee, take it home, wipe it, and bring it back. We'll help you out. Just because you can't do anything about McAfee and you can't uninstall it. You can try uninstalling it, but it's gonna be running in the background and you will not see it. But if you go to the task manager, which is Control-Shift-Delete, you will see McAfee running here. Always, even if you delete it, no matter what. So if you see McAfee, just tell them to go factory wipe it and bring it back. This usually happens when they just got the device. So most of the time people will not mind that, as in they don't have anything saved on it. They can just wipe it and bring it back. That's pretty much for firewalls and settings. The other bit is Windows Update, how they affect your laptops. As in, you need to make sure that the student will have, oh, let me pause for a minute. So do your basic troubleshooting, whatever you know, and use these steps for the advanced one that you can't solve for a mysterious reason. But you don't have to do this every single time. If you've done everything, you've done your double checking their clearance whatsoever, tested out their account on another device, and you still can't get to the internet on that specific laptop, you can check Windows Update. If they're not connected to the network, you can connect them on the hotspot. Just set them up with your local hotspot, let them connect to your Wi-Fi, and then go check for updates. Most of the time, this will spin for a while and nothing will happen. I would give it 5 minutes. If you don't see anything, then give up. And then to get those updates going, you need to go to desktop, computer, and then on the C drive, right-click, properties, and then disk cleanup. Okay? When you see disk cleanup on our university-owned devices, you will not have admin rights to do this. But on a personal device, the admin is right next to you. So ask them, is it okay if we delete the temporary history of your device? This will get rid of the system cache, which is just like clearing the cache on a Mac. We'll get to it later on a Mac, but this is for Windows. You're cleaning the C drive from the system files, which I can start it again if you guys missed that bit. So you go open, C drive, right click, properties, and then disk cleanup, and then clean up system files. Don't worry about this, the first one, because when you do the system, it will do the whole thing. Clean up system files. You get another pop-up. It's doing the Windows Update cleanup. So it's getting rid of whatever Windows Update that might have been stuck, that did not finish. My computer is pretty much up to date. So there is pretty much 600, but let's say does anyone have a laptop that's used with them? No? Okay, never mind. When you do this for the first time on pretty much any laptop, this could go up to 5 GB, and that's the cause of the updates not coming through. So make sure everything is ticked except for recycle bin, because some people, that's how they save their files. They just put it in the recycle bin. And the download file, yeah. So download program file is fine, you can delete it, but if there is downloads only, which I don't have it, make sure you untick that because that will delete their downloaded file. So just make sure the download is download program files, not just downloads. And then hit OK. And that will stay here because it's 5 or 10 GB. That will stay here for a good minute. Do not interrupt that, as in let it take as long as it's on. Because now you can see this is only 600 megabytes and it's taking this long. So imagine when it's 10 GB worth of files, it will take longer. So just let it do its thing. And then when that's happening, you've done your backend, you've checked their account, they have everything. And then when this is completed, you just restart and go back to checking updates. Almost 99.9% of the time, updates will come back. As in, after you restart the computer, you go into Windows Update after you connected them to your hotspot again. You go check for updates, it will find updates. I'm pretty sure my device is going to find update because that's how Windows work. They send out updates every, I think it's 14 hours or 16 hours, something like that, which is just patches for the security system. But most of the updates will range between 20 megabytes to 100 megabytes. But if they've been stuck for a while, it could take hours. So when you see the updates going, tell them to go home, leave it overnight, make sure you run these updates and come back again to try to fix if it's Wi-Fi issue, if it's printing issue. And it's taking sweet time. And this is only 600. So imagine if it's 10 gigabytes. It's always good to have the power cable when you're going to do work that's longer than 10 minutes. But yeah, this is going the extra mile. You don't have to do this. Okay, no one's here forcing you to do this. This is you trying to be helpful. And you know this student is struggling, they need a laptop. So I know most of the time with RC we have time to do stuff like this. But let's say you're in a week and you've got a line of people waiting. You're not going to worry about this. Just say, come back in a week or two when we have enough people to cover everything. I don't know about you guys, but we have time. Yeah, like how many people you've got running to cover the line? Or have you had no lines? Yeah. So you guys remember we used to have lines.
Oh yeah.
Because it gets that bad. Yeah, like you've got people literally waiting just for a quick answer. And you're not going to waste your time with this for a single device. Yeah.
Oh, semester 2 now. We will see.
Oh, no. Since COVID, I don't think we've received lines
maybe
anyway.
yeah. They take a while for
Yeah.
them to come back, right?
That's pretty much Windows updates. Oh, yeah. So now if I go to settings again and go updates, that's when usually they just pop up right here. 5 updates at least. Let's see now if I get any updates. Yeah, like I haven't restarted, but like my computer is up to date. Like I did it yesterday. Yeah, this is fresh. Like this is Windows 11 yesterday. Just because I was curious, which is like, it's not rolled out to start yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen next year, but I was like, why not? Let's give myself a challenge. But yeah, restart, that's pretty much it. Like it will capture the updates when you turn it back on. Restarting a computer. The power button is your friend. Just keep holding onto it until nothing happens, until literally you just get black screen with no light. And that could take up to a minute of holding the power button. So it depends on models and shapes and sizes, but pretty much holding the power button will fix your issues. Yeah, no, it's
Most of the time, yeah.
With the equity laptops, we have to update the driver.
yeah.
Do the same thing to do that?
Update the driver you will probably not have access to, because if it's university owned equity that's going as a loan, it should have admin access on it.
Yeah.
But if it's the equity that they give it to people to set up themselves, then you will have access for it. But stuff like this on the equity devices will not occur that often, just because the equity devices that are set up with basic, unless they install VPN, which is a lot of the VPNs, they drag computers down. Yeah, something like this. This is from the device manufacturer. It's not going through the university. Pretty much does the same job that you usually do. This is for Dell. You can go run for updates. But yeah, like HP does that. Lenovo's, they do that.
And there's justices on the website to connect.
Yeah. So like library website, how to connect. Oh, actually, we can open it. UoA-Wifi. Yeah, see the library website just got it already. So we can just go Android 11, which is the latest. Yeah, so this is Chromebooks. Just make sure this is PEAP, and then this is this, and then the certificate is do not validate or use system certificate, whatever lets you connect. Just try that. But it's pretty much Android. Don't think about it, it's a computer. It's not. It's trying to be a computer, but it's not. And then that's it. Like you just put username, leave the middle bit empty, and then password. And then it will start doing this. The most you can do on Android is literally shutting it down because it does not have all the Wi-Fi troubleshooting tools because it's Android, it's not Windows device. Unless you get to the fancy Chromebooks, which they have both system like on them running at the same time, which you can do the Wi-Fi update and stuff like that, the drivers update. But it's highly unlikely because if you're spending that much money on a Chromebook Windows, yeah, like you've wasted your money and people will not buy that. What? Oh. One fun fact, sometimes it's worth checking what time is it on the computer. Because a lot of computers, they are standard automatic. But let's say you've got a student coming from China who they used to use VPN specifically for China because they can't get access to like Google and stuff like that. If you see the time is wrong, that could be another reason. Because the time of their computer is not syncing to what actually the time is here. That could be changed by going to control panel and then look for location. I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere. If you guys see it, shut up.
Would it be date and time?
Oh, probably we can check that. Yeah, there we go. Change time zone, which is like it's set manually. You just put it automatic. This is highly unlikely, but it's still possible. So if you see the time is like really, really wrong, not like 2 minutes off or something, just make sure it's set to automatic and that's it. To get back to it, control panel, thanks Andrea, date and time. What else? What else? Antiviruses. So the university does not have a policy about that, as in we don't require antivirus, but people can still pay for it, as in a lot of people do pay for antiviruses just because they want to be secure. Personally, I call that paranoia, but it's whatever they want to do. Personally, I never used antiviruses on any of my devices, just because Windows security is good enough. And if you can break Windows security, if it's up to date, then you have bigger problems to worry about, and the antivirus is definitely not going to help you out. So this is my personal opinion. Don't quote me on it. I don't use antivirus. University, they pay for ESET, which is just to cover their like policies and stuff, but it's actually protected by something on the servers. It's not the one that's locally here. So the local one here is just to prevent people from plugging a flash drive to actually hack the system, which is, it's still possible. People have done it. Trust me, I've heard about stories when I used to work here. People hack the university computers. It happened in Tamaki. They literally just installed mining software, and they did it by just doing that loud because it's not monitored by people. So now we have antivirus just to monitor that, so people can't do it. But this is not the only security that we use, because the university gets attacked a lot, because like the resources that we have. So the antivirus, it's on the servers, it's not with us. Personal devices, whatever antivirus you're gonna get, it's gonna screw up your device. So save your money, don't get an antivirus. But as I said, it depends. It's a personal choice. The people who are usually after antivirus, they visit the websites that require antivirus. So you've got the people who game online, gamble online, stuff like that. So that could be a risk factor. I get it, but at the same time, at your own risk. If it's McAfee, I hate McAfee. So this is just personal opinions. You guys can take it, you guys can ignore it. But yeah, like it's whoever's there, their device and their choice, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, that's like one of the good ones to think about. Printing. The most you can do about printing is to go to the website, download the mobility app, start it again. Because it's the Wi-Fi related. If the Wi-Fi is working correctly, printing should be working correctly. Nothing changes to the printing. But let's say something is not working and then you send the document, it doesn't go through. Just go, download the mobility app, start it again, sign in username, password. If you find the follow me color, you're done. You don't have to do anything else. The document should be there. Let's say it's not showing follow me black or follow me color on the mobility app. It means there is something going on with your Wi-Fi. And go to the settings, do your usual process. That fixes 99% like issues that you face. Yep.
Can we have staff account, private account besides the general account? Because like for printing.
No. So if you're a staff, you pretty much have unlimited printing.
Yeah, but if I want to print
Personal stuff, tell your manager. Yeah, just say, hey, I'm going to use the printing, because this is not handled by the computer, or it's not handled by the printers, actually. It's handled by the print team, which is they handle everything from the licenses to the cost codes that assigned to you guys. But how many pages you print?
I can.
Let's say,
a lot.
let's say 100 pages, okay? Personally, you want to print 100 pages. Ask your manager. Just say, hey, can I print 100 pages?
Pretty sure your manager gonna say, fine.
Yeah, so like, most of the time it's yes, but let's say you're printing more than 500 pages, then go do it outside the university, because it's gonna cost you the same trouble that you're gonna go pay for it. Get someone else's account, like a student, borrow their card, a friend, blah, blah, blah. For this one, go outside and pay for it. I'm pretty sure the manager will say, go ahead, because We wasted so much paper on testing that it's ridiculous. So you can literally be testing a device. Just say, I'm going to go test that device. We used to have an error of a, oh, let's talk about that for a bit, actually. Sometimes you walk into the lab and you hear a printer going without anyone next to it. And you go and it's spitting out pages and pages with a single line or a full script. Unplug the printer from the wall, leave it for 5 minutes while you do the roof, plug it back in. If that happens again, unplug it, slap an out of order sign on it, give the staff service center a call, let them handle it.
Okay.
When I was here, that happened quite a lot. Every time they did an update, Rico did an update. So it's nothing we can do about it. We don't have admin access. I never had admin access to them, so they don't trust the university to have admin access. Because the university pays Rico per page, they don't pay for a printer, they don't pay for ink, they pay per single sheet. So slap an out of order, give the staff service center a call. That's it. You've done your bit. You don't have to do anything else. They usually come and update the firmware update. That's what usually gets corrected. But yeah. Paper jams. While we're talking about printers, a lot of it can be fixed by us. So start with tidying up the drawer of paper, clearing out the jam. If it doesn't help, if it jams again, turn the machine off, clear the jam out. Just make sure the paper is tidy and it's all single edge. Even try to find out which drawer it is by just opening all the drawers and putting in one drawer at a time. Just find out as much details that you can put when you call the staff service center about the printer.
Normally it shows on the display as well.
Yeah.
What you should do, you know.
Yeah, but most of the time it happens in the first hour of you restocking the device. Not saying you did it wrong, but this is just the nature of the computer, the machine, which is just paper is loose or something. It's got air in it. So try a couple of times. If it's still jamming, and if it's multiple places jamming, it means there's something loose. Open a ticket, get them to come in. You don't do other than the obvious stuff. You can remove it. If it's not obvious, don't stick your hand where you can't see it because you can get shocked. I've been shocked once, but it was tiny. But yeah, you don't have to go the extra mile for printers because definitely we have many more in the entire building, and there is no way in hell all of them will go down at the same time unless there is a bigger issue, which is
And Rico, they are pretty good though.
Yeah, so Rico, they have the concierge guy, whatever his name is. His name is Barrett, I don't know his name, but whatever his title is, he's usually hanging out in the library or the IT building across the street. So just give him a call, just say staff service center, we've got to print it down, and that's it. That you're done. That's your part. Let's go through the regular way. So you go settings, you're gonna go for the apps. And the first apps, when you go to the apps, you will see all your apps that's installed here. If you don't see the mobility app, that's fine if it's working. If there is an error, it should pop up like this, as in something will be displayed under that writing saying, this is corrupted, please uninstall. If it's not saying that, you can just reinstall it again, just download it from the website, run it again. It's not going to break the device. As many times as you do it, it's fine. Unless it does not go through, then you're going to have to just delete that, uninstall, which I've never seen it in my lifetime in the IC. Because I always run it again. If you see the printers, it means you've done your job properly, and that's it. in Windows is the university sites, Canvas, all those bits and pieces when you open it and it's not loading. Any suggestion? You guys know what to do?
Change the browser, clear the cache.
There we go. Change the browser. That's the first one because every computer comes in with Edge or whatever they use, and then Chrome in the background. Highly unlikely that you have one device with one browser only. But let's say that's the possibility, and it's only one software for web browsing.
Incognito mode.
No, first of all, you need to make sure that they get Chrome. That's the standard that's supported for the university, as in not supported by the university, but all our apps, all our websites are built toward Chrome. And then the others, they come after. The main one is Chrome. A lot of people hate Chrome because it drains the computer. But if you want to use the university sites to their full potential, like Canvas, all the other bits, Chrome is the only one recommended just because it's always up to date. Let's say Canvas, I don't have access to Canvas, I can't show you this, but let's say Canvas is not working or a plugin in Canvas is not working. First thing, you need to ask the student or the staff permission to clear out the history, because that's the first thing you need to do is clear out the history. So I'm going to start again. Go Chrome, the 3 dots, history, or Control H as a shortcut. You're going to go clear browsing data, and then you're going to switch to advanced. Then you're going to tick everything here except for the passwords, and then hit clear. And that will pretty much like look at all the junk I have, but I need it. I'm not going to give you my permission to clear it if you ask me. And some people might. That's their choice. Just say, I can't help you because this is the only thing that I can start with. There is no other way to go clearing those cookies without going through this step or this setting. You have to clear this. And then, yeah, clear it, turn off the app, start it again. That should be done. If it's still going, take the student to try it on another device. Always choose a university-owned device, which is the all-in-ones that we have sitting in the IC, or take them to one of the lab. If the issue is still there, then the student's account is corrupted or something that's going wrong with it and you can't see. What you do is to log a ticket, staff service center, and let them handle it. The most you can do is just take screenshots of the error, put whatever information you know, put the contact details for the student, and hit submit. That's all you need to do, because there are so many things in the background that could be screwing that up. You just, yeah, like, first of all, you don't have access to do it, and then you wouldn't know the knowledge on how to go through there, except for the staff service center people. That's what they've been trained to do, like checking policies and stuff. But for us, we never had to deal with this. We just, if it doesn't work on the university computers, it means it's a big issue. Especially if you start getting multiple people, that's when you get in trouble, as in, you know it's going to go bigger and bigger if it's more than 10 devices.
Mm-hmm.
So just get that with the staff services and let them handle the rest. Windows 11 enterprise thing. Do you see that, like the badge or the ID card, the linear? But if you go to the accounts here, this is UoA. This is owned by the university now. Every group policy from the university will be applied to this device. So if for some reason you sign in with your personal account on a university device, or the other way around, which is you sign in with your university Microsoft 365 onto your personal device that you bought with your own money, that's going to be captured by the university, as in this is a university-owned device because you've signed in with your license. As in, you're not paying for your Windows, the university is paying for your Windows. That's what can change all these features. And it could pop up with like the university background and stuff like that, especially when you come in on site, because that's when the updates roll out. Question?
Oh, so many, that's.
Yeah, it's a good area. Go for it.
Yeah, because I'm just gonna say, and this is maybe not relevant here,
Yeah.
but is that something we need to let students know? Because you're gonna have so many students that want to use Microsoft Word 365 because it's free.
Well, yeah, they can,
Yeah,
but
let them know, because the thing is that they use it, they're not gonna know all this stuff that we're just finding out right now.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the only way they do that is if they buy a computer, the first initial sign in, they sign in with the university owned account. If they don't do that, which no one should do because
Right,
you're signing into your personal device. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like, there is no way for us to tell them because we don't know how many people are gonna buy a computer.
right,
I wouldn't say like, I'm not trying to insult anyone, but I would say common sense. If you buy a device, you sign in with your personal device, personal login first.
right.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the 365, so let's
Yeah,
say, okay,
yeah.
I have a computer, I logged into my computer
Yep.
with my personal details.
Yep.
But to use Microsoft Word,
it's fine. Yeah, you can
Okay,
sign in.
I think
Yeah,
that's where,
you can
that's where
sign
I
in.
got
Yeah, yeah,
confused.
No, you can still sign in. But if you go to the settings and you sign in,
You'll ask for Microsoft.
Oh,
so-
okay,
if you sign in for the Microsoft
365.
365, just the software
Yeah,
to get OneDrive, all these bits,
Yeah.
the university account, it's absolutely fine. It's not going to change the ownership.
it's if they sign in to
If
the
you
computer
set up-
itself.
If you set up the
Okay, yeah.
device
Mhm.
under your university account, that's when you get the issues.
Oh, yeah, most people,
You
okay,
should never
that makes
set up, like, I've never done it,
yeah,
as in, even if it's a free account, as in, you don't have to pay for Windows. But that's the policy, that's the first warning you will see when you open the computer out of the box. If you use a license that owned by the university, the device is gonna be managed by the university, it's not gonna be managed by you.
okay,
Which they screwed up, they should sign out, create a local account, or create a Microsoft account. I get your point, when people take the equity devices, it's similar situation.
yeah, okay,
So,
that makes sense, yeah, it makes sense that it's.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
two separate things, they can set up a Gmail account, and they can still sign into 365 by the university, which is fine, absolutely fine.
Remember the inquiry that you received yesterday?
With the email?
So,
I saw the update to that.
yeah, so it replied like to use the not two different names, but like even though.
Yeah, that. So
Oh,
just,
shoot it out.
okay, so
Yeah.
just to give context, we had a student email us yesterday wanting to take their student email and attach it to their Outlook account. The problem is they followed the instructions that were available online and it wasn't linking. It was linking to Microsoft Mail, but
Exactly.
not Outlook desktop.
It shouldn't, correct.
It should
It
have.
shouldn't work, because this is a Gmail, this is not Outlook. Unless they're a PhD student.
No,
Which
it's
is-
not a PhD.
Which I figured.
It's an undergrad.
So
Right.
if it's an account with numbers in it, it's not gonna work on it.
Okay, so it's not supposed to work on.
It's
Outlook.
not
I figured,
supposed to.
Yeah,
You can get it to work, but you shouldn't.
but I think the thing is they're, and I can forward you the ticket to see it, but they're trying to, I guess, force it, because they.
Yeah,
that's what they
so
want.
you
No, but
can.
They cannot do anything, like, then it's just.
Yeah, that's their choice, but
Right, but they're coming to us because it's not working.
yeah,
That's the
just
point.
say, we don't support that because this is a Gmail account on an Outlook.
Yeah.
So you're literally trying to start a car with a screwdriver. You can,
Mhm.
but you shouldn't.
Okay,
Yeah, so like you can just respond back to them. If it's a Gmail account, you need something by Google. Like you can't force it.
Mhm.
You can, but you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like the features are not gonna work.
yeah, I think their thing is with the student is that because the instructions are online.
Yep.
Because they're available online, that it should be done. You get what I'm saying? Like, I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
what you're saying, where with Google, it doesn't work, and it makes sense because you're an undergrad.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
shouldn't be using really Outlook anyway.
Yep.
However, the student's really trying to push that, so I was wondering
force
if there was
it,
a
yeah.
way, right? But if that's not what they're supposed to do, they're not supposed to have access to it, then
Oh,
that then needs to be.
It was an easier answer than.
Yeah, it was an easy answer than what we were trying.
Yeah,
but
that
we
was
were-
that was trying to do, because I was
yeah,
telling him like, oh, so maybe like try to use like the different, like the different
Right.
login, different email, because
If
like
it's got
as we have
numbers?
two.
yeah. If it's got numbers, it's not gonna work.
Right.
It's just me telling you because I've tried it,
Mhm.
and you can try it on your personal student account as well.
Jackson tried it and it didn't work either.
Yeah, like it shouldn't work because the features from Google are not transferable to Microsoft. Like getting your calendar synced to the Outlook calendar, that's gonna be a nightmare. And you don't want that because that could screw up your calendar.
Yeah.
As in, if you save stuff on Outlook, it will not submit or it will not upload it to Gmail
Right.
because two different companies and they don't work like that.
Yeah.
Just,
And I figured, because we've never
Yeah.
had undergrad students ask about anything regarding Outlook, ever.
It was the first time.
That was literally the first time.
yeah.
Okay.
So pretty much that's my answer. I'd say no.
That's gonna be a fun thing.
Yeah.
You can send to me and say no.
That's all.
I don't
Yeah,
mind.
yeah,
Yeah.
just like, you don't have to say no, just say you're using a Gmail account on something not owned by Google.
Mhm.
To use your
It's
Gmail
not
account,
supported
Yeah.
by Outlook.
yeah, so to use your
Not
Gmail
supported
account,
by
you
Outlook.
need to use something supported by Google.
Yeah.
Unless there is a bigger issue with the Wi-Fi, as we said, which is, yeah. But let's say you're curious, you can go over here to control panel. Let me start again. Control panel, and then devices and printers. And that should show you to follow me here. Everything is working, but let's say you see a red light. That's when you can just go remove, which it's not going to do anything but remove the driver. So if you run the mobility app again, it will just redo the whole thing for you instead of you going manually to do it. But let's say you're curious and you have enough time on your hand, you can do that. Just go remove it manually to get the control panel and then devices and printers. You can click on it, see if there is anything jammed or looping or something. You can delete the document, but that means there is something with your Wi-Fi. Document is not getting through the print, and it's on the computer. So reinstall the app, make sure the Wi-Fi is connected properly. That's it. They have not covered. Software.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So software, if it's owned by the university, which is Canvas, it's still not owned by the university. So the support is limited. The first thing you need to do is just make sure that the computer is running and the license of the students are running on our devices, on their local devices, as in the IT devices or the labs.
Yeah.
If that's working, then you're safe. You can just recommend to the student that they go ask a classmate or talk to the software provider directly. If the software is not working on the university-owned device, open a ticket with Substep Center and your job is done. Screenshots, description, that's it. I know most of people is Emma still here, by the way, in the library?
No, Emma is on
She's definitely,
Yeah.
Maternity leave?
Yeah, but she
Okay.
with her baby now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, she's still part of the library. She's gonna
Yes.
come back to the library.
She told me that she doesn't want.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
That's just a personal- Yeah, this is a personal-
Forget that.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, Emma was pretty knowledgeable with the software for the library, as in RefWorks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there is another person there.
Bryony, I think now.
Bryony, yeah,
Bryony.
yeah.
I think Bryony
So
will be the
the
next
team
one.
leader over there, but if they don't know, then just recommend that they contact the supplier directly,
Mm.
because if it works on the university devices, your job is done. That's what you need to think of.
Mm.
Expired licenses, that should never happen. You should never see it. But let's say it happened. You can't do anything about that. Staff Service Center. Adobe Cloud. Adobe Cloud is a weird thing because there is so many variations of that that just can't keep track of.
But then when the student comes here, like in the IC help desk, and they ask us like to use the Adobe, they always, the first thing they try to use their personal email to
Yep.
use the Adobe, but then of course they're not gonna get the premium
Yep.
Adobe, they're gonna need to use their student email.
Yep.
And then they'll be able to use the.
Yeah,
Adobe.
so that is a weird area because every university student will have access to Adobe on university-owned devices. Personal devices, staff members, and some of arts students only,
Yeah.
they get access to Adobe on personal devices. Not many people do. The Kai people, I think they request that access from their supervisor, or they get it enrolled when they get their papers ready.
Yeah.
One of the two options. If they are art students, the one thing you need to tell them, check with your supervisor, because they can sort that out on their behalf. The other bit is personal device, staff service center. If it's a staff member, if it's a student, you can't use it. You need to use Flex IT or Flex it.
Yeah,
That's the only workaround.
yeah, and assign to the faculty, that's like would be Kai.
Yeah.
Pretty much like when they come here, like, oh, I need to use the software, like, we don't even know the name of the software, because like it's for architecture or
Yeah.
like for
It's specific.
design or something like super specific. We're gonna say like, no, sorry, like, just contact your faculty.
Yeah,
Or your
if it's a
supervisor.
faculty local
Yeah.
thing and it's not our devices, then just assign them to the faculty or Flex IT. Because Flex IT, everyone should have the license that they are allowed to get. So from the faculty, so the Kai students will get Adobe immediately available on Flex IT that they can install on their personal device. But the other students, they can only use Adobe on VM environment
Mhm.
because they can't access Adobe stuff on their personal devices. But something is still showing up different accounts. You need to go to Creativity Cloud or Creative Cloud in apps. So just go apps and search for it. Okay, go to the cloud. This is what decides the policies for every Adobe owned app on that computer. If this account is showing something different, that's when you need to sign out. Okay?
Okay.
You need to make sure they sign out and sign back in. Even if it's not showing a different account, any issues with Adobe license expired, do not have authority, blah, blah, blah. Always go to all apps and then to the cloud desktop, sign out from here and sign back again. After you sign out, just make sure you close the app and then start it again.
Mhm.
And that will make sure it will get the license.
Sorry, I'm unable.
Sorry. Yeah, so that will make sure to get the license across all the apps.
Yeah.
As in Acrobat, Photoshop, whatever. That is the only way to get it right. And while we're talking about this, a lot of people have experienced this as staff members a while back. The license is corrupted or something like that. You can call the staff service center, waste your time, opening a ticket, blah, blah, blah. The only thing you need to do that will fix the issue, go to the cloud, sign them out, turn the app off, turn it back on, sign back in front of you. Don't trust what they say. Make sure they sign it in front of you with the university credentials. If that works, I guarantee it, that will fix the issue. I guarantee it. So if you sign out, sign back in, it will just say verify it, unless you have requested licenses on multiple devices because you use 2 devices at the same time, which can be done. Like I think IT increases you or something, but personally, I've got it increased, but just because I'm in Connect, and I have 2 devices that's assigned by the university, it's highly unlikely that's going to happen to anyone else, just because the university policy is 1 device per user. But I work in assets, so I handle everything like that. It's 1 device. Maybe you can push your luck to 2 devices. If you try the 3rd one is the phone, it will sign you out with 1 of the devices. And that also depends on Adobe, if they want to sign you out as well. Because sometimes it depends on the app, how expensive the app is. If you run a Dreamweaver on 2, 3 devices at the same time, they will literally come after you trying to charge you. As in, like, they will sign you out. They will force you to sign out. And if you keep trying, they will be like, contact your admin to increase your plan or something like that. No one will get to that because we don't have, no one else uses Dreamweaver unless you're like in super high level of marketing or something like that, which they buy their own stuff without going through the university because they're not like full on stuff. So yeah, like don't get into the details. Personal devices and university-owned devices, let's say 2 to 3 max. It's all managed by Adobe. It will ask you to sign out. But you can do it as many times as you want. Nothing's going to get damaged unless you run a cloud. Like you use the storage that you sync the files from the desktop to the cloud, which you might screw it up. But we shouldn't be facing that issue. Yeah, pretty much everything here you can download. If it's not here, it's not going to be provided by the university. As in everyone else, I'm not talking just me.
Yeah.
If it's not in the plan here or on the website, and you still need that software, which is, I think it's for like another developer tool for gamers and stuff like that,
Okay.
that's paid. Like that's not going to be included in your license. You will never have access to it because your department will need to pay for that. Just like Microsoft Project, some people, the department actually pay for project. I know the library they do, they get it as a part of the license, but some people they do get charged because they are not meant to run projects on Microsoft projects. So yeah. Everything here I can install myself. I don't have any knowledge on them. I've never used any of them. I use these just because Photoshop is cool if you want to grab a sign and edit the sign. So take a picture of that sign on Photoshop, you can switch colors and stuff like that.
So that's
OneDrive. Any questions about that? Because it's simple, sign out, sign back in. Yeah. So do you see this cloud, the blue one? Yeah. So you can go to settings and then like either quit it or oh, this is university owned device, so it's not going to be the same for the students. So there is an option to sign out. You can view the folder online. And yeah, you can quit the whole thing, disconnect it. This is like the OneDrive over here. Yeah, so Microsoft settings, and then this is pretty much what you can do. The only thing you need to check here is actually, where is it? Yeah, so the email account, okay? Let me find a way to get quicker to those settings. So if you go over here. Okay, you guys with me? Click on that cloud, settings, and then check if that account is university. It means you have pretty much unlimited storage. I don't know if that's going to change in the future or not, but you can unlink it. That will disconnect it from the university one.
Oh, okay.
Some people, they still use the students one. So it will be like at school, whatever school they come from. And they want to switch that to another one.
Well, when should we use that UoA?
The UoA, if they're a student enrolled. So if they want to use the university owned and provided OneDrive, which is unlimited storage, it should be the only account running, because if you add an additional account, it will screw up your computer, because no one is, like I would say, knowledgeable enough to set up parallel accounts, as in not cross, like sharing and stuff like that. I tried it once, it was a disaster. I lost all my files. So do that with your personal, like, knowledge.
Yeah, but
I'm not
like,
gonna recommend it.
yeah, but like then you have like let's say you have here your UPI and then at UoA.Auckland.ac.nz, and then you also have your UPI and then at AucklandUni.ac.
No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna
Okay.
happen. That will never happen, because
So that's what I'm like.
it's one account.
This is that's UPI at UoA.Auckland.ac.nz. This is where we should use at Microsoft.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you're not gonna sign into this. You're gonna sign in online, and online it will retrieve your account and fill it for you. So if I sign up from here, I'm not gonna put my university username and password into this window.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So this, if I sign from here, it's not gonna ask me for username and password. It's gonna ask me for an email. Whatever email I put, it's gonna go back to the website, and that website will come back to the university owned website. Then you put the username and password, and then that will go back automatically.
Okay.
This
What
is
about the
not-
web page, like the uni
Exactly.
web page?
It's never gonna be immediate
So,
sign in.
For the, if you grab a laptop.
Yeah.
And you're gonna open the ops.
Yep.
So then it's a sign in there.
Which lab? You're gonna grab
Uh,
university owned laptop?
Yeah,
That's from the policy. It will be under your name immediately. You don't have to do anything.
I got one yesterday and they asked me, and I was not sure what to add there.
Yeah, so if you want to use OneDrive on that laptop, You can sign into
Then they popped for me to
Yeah.
log in. I tried to use my login, I didn't work. I said, just forget.
yeah, so
I didn't have time, I have to pay attention.
yeah, so like that, you just need to put in your university account, which could be UPI at uoa.auckland.ac.nz. It could be your email at auckland.ac.nz. It could be at Auckland Uni. You need to try all these bits until one of them works.
So that is not like a rule, like if it's a.
No, there is no rule, because what I do is one or M or one letter, whatever letter it is, on that first initial sign-in at auckland.ac.nz, and that will take me to the online version. The online version is what you need to put the right stuff, but for the first one on the app, put anything before the at, and then after the at, you should start with at auckland.ac.nz. So that's it, because you just want to get to the online page. If you're struggling, and if nothing is happening, and if you're like had enough, you're frustrated, close everything, go online, Google MS365, sign into that page, go open a document, and when you open that document, open on desktop app. That will make sure that the online license to match the laptop. Did I lose anyone? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. So if for some reason the app is not working properly, sign in online first, and then just go open on desktop app, which will get you the license, get you Teams, whatever, immediately. If the online version is not working, it means your account has been screwed up somehow. Someone deleted your account or something like that, or you're not a staff member anymore. So many possibilities. But to start with, just do it the online way. If you see a red mark on the documents, that means that something is disconnected and you need to do the bits for sign in, sign out, unlink, link account, and stuff like that. Or open it online, edit it online, and then open this and see if the like actually communicating or not. That could be like that account is disconnected somewhere, which you don't know where, but this is how you like start the troubleshooting. Any questions?
To go back to the list,
Yeah, let's go back to that.
Yeah, and like computers that are like tablets.
Yeah. 2-in-1 and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
iPads and stuff.
Yeah. So that is related to them using it not properly, as in anything not university owned, it's not proper, which is wrong. I'm not saying it's right, but this is our way out, just because there are so many possibilities. It could be the magnets on that keyboard that you're trying to use. It could be some liquid that's been spilled. It could be just a macro that's active. It could be just a font layout. So many possibilities.
but the ones that you told me about, like the devices and they're not working the keyboard.
Oh.
Touchpad.
The touchpad.
Touchpad.
Sorry.
Yep. So,
That one is just updating the drivers.
yep. That one is updating drivers, but if you don't have access, then send it back, let the team handle it, swap it out. If it's a keyboard related, look up this one, keyboard tester, okay? And just make sure you click here, then push every single button on your keyboard. You can do it like with your hand, like across. That will highlight literally. Oh, I locked myself because I'm. But like if it's a university keyboard. Yeah, see, like all these screens. Yeah, like that will come up. So, but
Google environment doesn't really work well with iPads.
yeah,
Just
because
a
it's
thing.
Google on the app.
Yeah, so it doesn't really, they don't really.
Doesn't do much.
Yeah, just like Google on Windows, just like Windows on both Apple and Google tablets. So that's when it's out of your hand because it's what they bought and you can't force people to buy specific things. The university is adopting like these new devices, but it's work in progress. Like it's not going to happen this year because like this year's model is already going into retirement because we have the next year's models already like available.
So are we gonna get Inspira on tablets any time?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. But It looks like we're getting there. Yeah, it looks like we're getting there, but personally, I don't think so. Just because they haven't perfected the university-owned devices, who's been in the work for what, years and years, and that's not perfected. Just because it's a new tool, and it's started just because of COVID. So we'll get there. I don't think anytime soon.
Right.
That's why they started investing in equity devices, just to answer that question on the DL without saying no, we're still behind. So, yeah, hopefully one day, doubt it, but hopefully. Yeah, any questions, comments? Document. VPN issues, VPN, like if it's not the basic troubleshooting that you guys know, which is if the software is running, that's all the troubleshooting you can do. Because if it gets error that not disconnecting, not authenticating, and you see that they actually have the two-factor authenticator working, well, nothing else you can do. Like even if you're a staff member, for yourself at home, you still need to call staff service. Because what can you do? If the app is not working though, you can help them remove it and install a new app by going to the regular links we have. Other than that, staff service center immediately, because this is me being honest, it's not me just brushing you guys off. But this is what you can do. Like when I was here, this is what I was able to do. Because like literally nothing else.
But you're still doing the same.
Yeah. Like personally, this laptop, because it's university-owned device, I have to sign it in to the VPN in the first 5 minutes when I started at home, just because it sucks. Because like we're digital services, we're not like we don't get the i7s and the good stuff. So it will start breaking down immediately as soon as like I'm not connected to the VPN. So I personally get the VPN ready before I go like outside the campus, is then make sure that I connect in the first 5 minutes. If it doesn't work, I call staff service center immediately. Not try it later on or something like that. Call staff service center and then see, because if it's a major issue, they should know about it, as in someone else would have called it. Other than that, yeah, it's pretty much.
Sorry, just a question on scanning that I just remembered.
Yeah.
There was like an issue that a student had. They scanned the documents, but it always came back saying that it didn't get sent because there was an error.
On the printer.
If the document is too big, depends which option we use.
Yeah. That's one of many possibilities.
It was 30 pages.
Do you guys remember my motto? Scanning is 10 pages, printing is 50 pages. Anything other than that, you'll screw it up. But no matter what you're using.
OneDrive now.
Yeah, but like still, if it's more than 10 pages, it could just get corrupted, because the university infrastructure for printing is not like something visible we can see.
Question, with the scanning, since you're using my classes, what email did they use? Did they use their own student email? Yes. I was gonna say, because sometimes
Yeah, so-
they try to scan to
Exactly.
outside email, it won't let.
It's only local emails that's owned by the university, which is staff or email, or you can just use the function send to my email,
Yeah.
which is whatever account is linked. If it's more than 10 pages, it's more likely it's going to get corrupted. Like, that auto feed, like they scan everything, it could get corrupted. You don't know if it's 10, 11, 12. Always do it in 10, maximum is 10.
Yeah.
When you're printing, always print less than 50. Anything above 50, it could get through, or you could get charged, and nothing comes out. Or you could get out empty pages. So many options.
Yeah.
Always below 50. That's my advice. Anything above 50, you're risking it. I've seen a guy printed 200 pages in one go. and I did not believe it, but I saw it with my own eyes. And I've seen you guys printed 75 pages 5 times, got charged 5 times. They never had any pages. So it depends on how is the machine feeling that day. So
Yeah, this student was a PhD student, but they're old school, so they
exactly.
write notes and everything, and they
Yep.
want all that scanned into one to be sent on.
Yep. So to avoid that, tell them it depends actually. If it's small files, it could be 20 pages at the same time. That's fine. But if it's high quality, full res, what do you call it, font detection and stuff like that, like the file could take up so long to send out.
I just use the manual.
Exactly. That's one option.
But then.
The other option is they scan 10 at a time and then open Adobe, drag and drop.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Merge files or just organize pages on Adobe, organize pages. Whatever you drag from the desktop, it's going to go.
Yeah, I suggested that option, but she just.
Well, there's her personal choice, I would say. Yeah. Anything else while we're talking Windows? 2-factor authenticator, you guys have access, I don't, so you can still do stuff. Exactly, like it's, yeah, just, yeah, destroy token, start a new one, and that's it. That's all you use. I don't think you guys handle like authenticator queries. Yeah, so Staff Service Center, and that's it. Just straight away. Then Staff Service Center will send it to these guys. Yeah. These guys, they have the physical stuff here. Those sticks, the UV keys. But the UV keys can't be used for VPNs. So depends. Some people, they feel like they want to have the physical key on their keychain, just OCD or something, which is absolutely fine because these guys have some, and we're still paying for them, so we will have UV keys. But the Authenticator app, it's on the phones, on the Windows, Staff Service Center, and then they will direct them to you guys because they want troubleshooting. For you guys, troubleshooting for Authy, destroy token, set them up properly on a university computer. Do not install Authy app on a Windows because you will struggle and they will struggle and they will definitely come back to you. Always install it on a phone. If they don't want to install it on a phone, they can install it wherever they want, but it's not going to be the same because the Windows one could get corrupted, the license. And at the same time, if they install it on Windows, they can install it on another device at the same time. But if there is 1 minute different in the time between the devices, those tokens will clash with each other. So you need to know your stuff when you do stuff like that. So give them all the facts. If they still choose to install it 2 places, that's their choice, but you might hear about it soon.
Because a common issue with them having is even applicants they can't enroll because they don't have a token.
Exactly.
And when
So-
you try to remove the token, they don't have it.
Yep.
But it's because they need to fully install.
They need to fully install it, use the app, and then opt out.
Yeah.
That button, opt out. You guys have the instructions that I see the printouts. If you don't do the full procedure as in set up the account fully and opt out after, you will get stuck in a loop of weird, like sort of circle that keeps asking for stuff. Destroy, set up properly, install the app, then opt out, then delete the app. And that's it.
Yeah, usually it's just one step they miss.
Yep.
Instructions.
Yeah, and that step is the critical one. Yeah. Any other questions? Do you guys need to do any work? You show me something on Windows and I can help out, maybe. Got mouse and keyboard here if anyone wants to have a look. Troubleshooting, stuff like that, something that you don't know or how to describe it, more than welcome to come in, because we'll take a short break and then we will come back with Mac.
Yeah.
And Mac.
15 minutes?
15 minutes, yeah, that's fine. Come back with Mac environment. I'm gonna set up my Mac. If anyone's got a charger, just to keep it handy, a laptop charger, doesn't have to be Apple or anything. Just bring it back to the area. I'm gonna leave my bag here. Like, just close the door behind you. Let's close this. There we go. Well, that was nice wasted.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you can help whoever comes in. Late, plus, automatic, and that's it. Like minus, plus, Wi-Fi. Sometimes you like VPN. There is no VPN or something like other provider, but sometimes they don't show up here. Just like 40 client, you can't see 40 client here, but I have 40 client because it's right here. You just need to shut it down. That's pretty much honestly to be done. That's nothing else because like LAN connection, no one is allowed on the network unless it's owned by the university, which we have to open a ticket to get the port live for them. But no one can just come and plug in a network cable and connect. And no one will ever be allowed any device outside the university. If it's not owned by the university, it will never connect to the network. Unless it's a research where they set it up on a virtual environment. But this is not something you need to worry about because this is not us. Research people, so let them handle that. For you guys, PlayStations, switches, whatever consoles they want to play, they will never connect to the internet here unless they use the hotspot, which most devices will not carry it.
And what about the VPN? Not even with the VPN?
Not even with the VPN, not even with anything. Just because the settings that they use it's not compatible with the enterprise settings. And those devices, like the gaming consoles, they're not compatible to connect to an enterprise. Even if some of them they started offering to connect to the enterprise network, but they still not going to work. So they can either hotspot, which is not going to be good because it's going to slow down their the experience so bad. I've tried it before once, I think, and it worked on my other switch. But yeah, so it's not something that we do, especially in the halls.
I was just about to ask.
Student halls. Doesn't matter if there is 100 network ports available to be connecting. No one will ever get it done except if it's owned by the university. When I say owned by the university, I don't mean equity devices. It has to be owned 100% by the university and managed by the university. Like these machines, you can take one out, put it in a student hall and use it. Equity device, you cannot, because it's not configured as a university. Does that make sense? Printers and stuff like that, they can, but yeah, like that's, no one will need that. Go ahead.
Can Chromecast work by hotspot too?
I've never tried it. I've tried with one student with Yeah, student from the disability office came in. Oh, if you guys remember her, like blind lady with a dog. She needed Alexa to be connected to the Wi-Fi. You guys remember that? And she lives in the student homes. They never got it right, so they had to get those 3G, 4G internet. I tried just because the equity office was involved. Yeah, but other students, I don't think they will, because there were so many other options. As in, they can do the hotspotting, blah blah blah. But yeah, like Chromecast, Alexas, stuff like that. Yeah, it's case by case. I've tried with that student so hard to get it to connect. I've tried every trick in the book. I could not get it to connect. They had to go by like a modem, just like the equity modems. Yes. You can go check, but just check if the firewall is off.
Yeah.
If it's on, just make sure you turn it off, just because the university needs to know what's the details of the device that's connecting to its network. Just like hiding the IP, masking like MAC address, using a virtual MAC address, that's not going to fly. That's pretty much it for network.
For printing, scanning.
Time and date should be automatic. Apple is pretty much accurate. We never had an issue with it. Okay, printing. I don't have printers because I don't use them. Pretty much.
Will be in the plus. Yeah.
Yeah, the first thing you do is either just go plus, or you can do that from the software. It's connected to the Wi-Fi properly. It should pop up by itself, but yeah, I can't show you on this device because it's university owned, so everything is built in. Yeah, it should pop up over here by itself because it's AirPlay, just like printing from an iPhone. They can just find it. It will pop up over here. They usually pop up 3 of them: black and white, color, PR, which is the production queue. Then you just select one of them, and that's it. Done. If you get the error hold for authentication, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it before. You know what to do? Pictures. Let's Google it. Yeah, so I've created this document, as you can tell. Maybe you can tell in the future. Let's see if you guys can tell. So plus, follow me black and white, and that's it. Okay, next, it will ask you to sign it. Just make sure you untick this just to try the first time, because some people, they don't remember their username or password immediately.
Okay.
And then you can reconnect to it and tick it if they have it the correct way. And that's it. Hit print. Follow me black and white. Done. While they've connected the first time and everything was normal, a few days later they've changed their password. It's not authenticated. You can't just forget the network, forget the printer and then add the printer again. You need to go to FlightPad and then others and then keychain access. So this is the equivalent to forget device, just like Wi-Fi, stuff like that. And this keychain under system or system roots or login.
But it's quite tricky, isn't it?
Yeah, so just look in these three, okay? What you want to look for is blue, anything with blue, okay? So all of these are certificates. There is no blue in them, so ignore it. Here, nothing. Only a few keys, and that's it. Ignore as well, you don't have to worry about it. Login. There we go, 1 Acrobat. So my account. Then this is my access to the like university shared drives, like H drive, G drive, and stuff like that. Keychain is for forgetting details. If it's Wi-Fi, if it's printer. Hold for authentication again, it's only in the keychain, it's nowhere else. If you get the hold for authentication error, that's where you get it.
Okay.
The cache, which is this code that they should know about it, but not many people do. This is Command Shift G, that's for me, but I'm pretty sure there is other ways to go through it, just like if you go into the search bar. And this code, this line, it's available online. It's just Google, how do you clear Mac temp file? That's how you Google it. It should pop up there. So when you click that, this is your temp file for Windows, for OS. As in, you know how we clear the C drive in the Windows environment? This is the equivalent. It's Command Shift G. And then
Shift G.
you type in this as it is. Okay?
Okay.
And hit enter. When you get here, just it will take you to this, the cache. Here you need to go Command All. At the same time, remember what we told you guys before, as in tell the student you're gonna clear the recycling bin. Do they have important stuff they still filing away? Because once you do Command Delete or just delete, move to bin, these files are not going to be easy to like go through, because like I've got 68, which I cleared it yesterday. Go ahead, just type that, just see how many files you've got. Yeah, so you know that wavy thing first, / library / cache / hit enter. Yeah, I think the most I've cleared one day, it was like 76,000 something. Yeah, and that's just sitting there. That's literally useless information that no one cares about.
Maybe you can.
He can, yeah, but like look at mine. Did we just clean it? We just cleaned it, okay? And it's in the bin. But already got 3. So this, here you go, have a look. It's not even gonna take. As soon as I do something, of course it's not gonna work now, but. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, so they will come back immediately. So delete, and then 71 items, it's gone.
Okay.
Safari is easy, like once you clear the history, that's it. It's right here. Then go clear, then change that to all history.
Okay.
Clear history. I've cleared out the history, but now it's gonna clear out the history from my Safari on my phone. So not many people are gonna do that. That's why I recommend Chrome, because Chrome is not gonna connect to their Safari at their phone. So you can clear Chrome, which is easier. Home drive, they can connect it on any personal device, as long as they are connected to the Wi-Fi or VPN. It will ask you to sign in. Simple as that. Not even gonna ask for like two-factor or something. That's my home drive, literally as clear as it can be. And I've tried deleting that folder so many times, but it keeps on. That's all. Yeah. OneDrive, they can use it, but it's not going to be as good as Windows, because OneDrive is by Microsoft. It's meant to be used on a Windows device. I've set up my one on my Mac, but I do not trust it. I don't do work on spreadsheets on my Mac because it could get interrupted for so many reasons that you will not know about it until a while back. So OneDrive on a Mac, I would recommend that they use it for preview only. I mean, if they want to upload stuff, they upload it on the website of OneDrive. So you open Chrome, sign into MS365, and then upload it there. Do not install the OneDrive app and upload. Well, you can do that, but I wouldn't trust it. That's what I'm trying to say. I wouldn't personally trust it, just because it's two different environments, just like using Gmail account on an Outlook. But they can literally set up whatever email account they want and it will sync up. There we go. Got my personal Gmail. But anyway, yeah, like that will work. But not for like Outlook if they install Gmail on that. What do you mean by SharePoint? So SharePoint is used for files only.
Yes, yes.
So
I mean, when I say to be on SharePoint, kind of.
yeah, that's what I'm
my
saying.
documents?
So SharePoint, don't worry about it because you're not going to use it. It's only for people who manage project across departments. But for you, let's say you saved on your OneDrive.
Okay,
You can access your OneDrive from SharePoint, which is, that's the only way like to navigate, but you're not like, you don't have to do it that way. So on Teams, let's say, yeah, like I'm not a part of any team from you guys, but it's files over here.
yeah,
These files, they go to the SharePoint.
yes.
So SharePoint, you need to do it online, view it online to see what's going on with SharePoint, but you don't have to worry about that. Yeah,
The drive that is shared, like if I share to my OneDrive.
Yep.
Then that's my shared drive.
Yep.
It's still OneDrive.
Yep.
That's I open my computer or the desktop.
yeah, so that is linked to your OneDrive.
If this
But-
is linked to my documents,
It's linked to your documents. It depends on what preference you use. If it's standard, it should be capturing everything in the computer except for like software. But that account is linked to SharePoint. So you can access it through there, but no one else can access it. If this is what you're asking,
yeah, because I noticed like, and I can, I'm not sure where I saw that, but I could see the files that other people was work on.
yeah, so if you choose to, if you choose to. So my work, I'm working with this team, okay?
Yeah.
Just because this team is not my team, I've gave them a document that we all share together.
Yeah.
We have access to it. They are from a different team, but they have access to it because
Yeah,
it's on the
this is-
SharePoint,
But this is on Teams,
on Teams.
but even outside Teams,
Even if I'm outside Teams,
yeah,
if I put something into that SharePoint, because Teams is one file of SharePoint,
yes,
okay?
Yeah.
SharePoint is big, Teams is here,
yeah,
and then the other teams are here. So everything you put in Teams, the big one, will be shared across the entire team that you're a part of. So like, I know Gator had, like, they've got their own channel, other teams have got their own channel, stuff like that. So whatever you put in the main channel gets shared across.
mhm.
Let's say,
You need to.
let's say you share a file from Grafton, you want to share it with the city team. You put it in the main team, which is client services.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, does that make sense?
Mm.
But if you put it in your GIC, which is only gonna be in Grafton, this team here is not gonna have access to it.
yeah, if you're talking about the thing, yeah, I don't remember where, I was like, seeing files that Jean, my manager was
Yep.
working in Bala, was like,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
so,
I'm confused now, what?
yeah,
What I
so
can see.
just make sure you don't delete stuff that you see
Yeah.
other people's name on.
Yeah, of course,
That will be safe. But saying that, even if you delete them, if you sign in to SharePoint's shared drive or whatever they call that website, if you sign to it online, there is a recycling bin that holds every document for 30 days when you delete it.
Mm,
So it's still recoverable. When we started migrating and we jumped into lockdown, Bianca created the contact tracing sheet. I went in there, and I deleted the entire sheet. But I was here at 6 a.m. in the morning, so no one else was here. So this is me confessing. So I came in, it was deleted. No one noticed it. I freaked out. I was like, how the hell do I get it back? I've dug through Teams, nothing is there. Signed into Teams online, and then I saw the SharePoint. Went back to the drive. There is actually a recycling button. You click on it, go retrieve, everything went back to normal. So if you think you have doubts, always ask someone just to cover yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. But there is courses on the school soft, whatever that is. Yeah, you can watch the videos. It's easy.
that point.
And you can do it from Evolve, because I'm pretty sure the library is still doing Evolve, right?
It's another name, it's another name.
Oh, Tuple,
What
yeah,
do you
yeah.
call now?
Tuple.
Tuple.
Yeah, Tupu,
Yeah,
career tool, yeah.
yeah, I remember. I used to do it every single
You
year, like
don't
3 times.
do?
Yeah, we all used to do it, right?
Yeah.
Tuple, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, yep, same boat.
They're changing it.
Well,
It's chicken head?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
for
do it
like-
once.
once a year for the, like the pay raise. But-
I'm still doing my objectives and.
So,
Because I started.
this is,
I'm still.
Okay, are we done with this?
Yeah,
Are we done with this? So I can stop it?
yeah.